I'm ready to ride this, but I will tell you, it's been on the stand here for a few days. Was working on some other stuff, and normally I have to ride a bike before I give it a nickname, let it develop some character. Something will give it a name unless it's a project bike, and then it's called Project whatever. This particular bike, I'm calling it Content Queen. I've already nicknamed it because of all the juicy content I've been able to get out of it so far, and not intentional. Purchased it the most recent time, and there's a whole story with that. On clearance at Walmart, I fixed some of the stuff. Other stuff I was just about to get to before it goes out on the trail with me, maybe even as soon as this weekend. Heat dependent because it's so hot outside. But there's one thing, and I'm making this video for a reason. There's one thing you should always do on any new bike. It doesn't matter if it's big box, local bike shop, or from your cousin Eddie. Actually, if it's from your cousin Eddie, you might want to check it for any liquid receptacles that might be overfilling. That aside, one thing you should always check, and something I haven't checked on this bike, let me get it off the rack, get it off this stand, and I'll show you. Now, let me say I got this most recent time off my buddy's rack, off the back of his car, and I pushed it straight here into the bike barn. So I haven't ridden it, but it was steerable. So I could have easily, just hopped on this and ridden it around the yard. But there's something I always try to check. Nobody's perfect, and I've actually caught myself working on a bike, having it on the rack or pushing it off to the side, getting busy, and then later going back to that bike and grabbing it and going straight to the trail and finding out almost the hard way that there's something missing. So this one, I should have been cued in when I see something like this. But I just thought, I might want to check this. While I literally had it up on the rack, I just leaned against the front tire, which, by the way, hasn't even had air in it, or it's leaked out, one of the two. I'll find out which it is soon. I have right now this tire wedged between my legs, so I'm just going to kind of lightly... Okay, it takes more than light, but I shouldn't be able to do this. I'm bending the handlebars, and that tire is not moving. That's because this wasn't properly tightened down. Now, I could have probably made it through the yard with this, ridden it down the street, because it does take a little bit of a tug, a little bit of pressure to get this moved. So it's possible I could have ridden this and then taken it out to the trail, which would have been disastrous. Let me show you another view of this. This is the wrench that I use to tighten things up. So let me just put this on snug here. And I'm going to move this. Look at that. Just easily with my fingers. Earlier I moved it and then I moved it back. It was just so easy to move it a quarter of a turn. Moral of the story, always check this. Doesn't matter where you get it from. Now personally, I've never had this happen from a bike shop, but I have heard stories from people that have. Now I have had disc brakes that I took to the bike shop for one thing or another and they were loose. But I haven't had a stem. So big box, bike shop, your cousin Eddie, whoever, if you're going to ride a bike, at least wedge these tires or a tire between your legs or however you want to support it and see if you can move the bars. You shouldn't be able to. If you can, tighten that up because trail incidents that you don't want to be incidents could be the result. And this isn't a knock at the Ozark Trail. Can't wait to get a hold of this bike on the trail, because I think it's going to be pretty fun, pretty awesome. A lot of future flexibility I see, but we'll find out in the review because, don't know till I ride it. So there you go, link down in the description to all the videos on this. Just wanted to cover. Check it before you wreck it. Thanks for watching.